All right, ladies and gentlemen, I've admired this man for a long time in so many different categories. He's got a new book out, Miss Subways. And I got to tell you, David Duchovny has done it all when you think about it. Award-winning actor, director, novelist now. We know him from the big hits on television, The X-Files, Californication. He's got some great novels in tow, and we welcome him to the first time right here on Long Island on LI News Radio. The fine, aforementioned David Duchovny. David, great to have you.
Thank you. Not my first time in Long Island by a long stretch.
Well, I'm talking about on LI News Radio, but I'll tell you, next time you're passing through, stop by, and we'd love to talk with you in-house. Listen, I've interviewed plenty of actors before, and it seems to be the new day and age as far as authors are concerned. Bestsellers they become, actually. You've been at this a while now, and you got a good one that has come out. And really, I got the link to it. I'm looking forward to finishing it. Miss Subways, David. It seems like a very intriguing novel. Give the audience a little bit of a taste of what Miss Subways is all about.
Well, it kind of takes this title from an old beauty pageant competition that they used to have in the subway here in Manhattan, in New York City. And it was the Miss Subways competition. I think it started in 1949, long time ago, and it ran till like 74. And it was just a local kind of a beauty pageant. And I kind of used that as a starting off point to talk about, or to write a book. It's really a love story, but to write a book about how we are, as all these immigrant waves came to make this country the great country that it is, from Ireland, Scotland, Puerto Rico, everywhere. I can't list them all, but they all brought their customs and their gods and their mythologies with them. So as they came to America and then kind of assimilated into American society, what happens to those customs and gods? Do they just go away? No, my supposition is that they live on. They're kind of bored because they've been rejected by their communities, and now they're kind of effing with us.
Yeah, I mean, quite frankly, it's really about a woman stumbling into the realm of myth, as you put it, and that's when this supernatural type creature offers her a heartbreaking choice. A very interesting dilemma that right there presented, huh?
Yeah, well, it's from an old Irish myth that I came to through a W.B. Yeats play, where this kind of demon fairy comes to the wife of the king, Cuchulainn, and says, I know that you harbor this wish to have an old age with him because he's out there warring and he's running around with other consorts at the same time, but he's about to die, and I give you this choice. You can renounce that wish of an old age with him, and he lives, or he dies. And she makes the choice to let him live and kill the love inside her for him. And I always thought that was a real heartbreaking choice and interesting to update it.
Talking with actor extraordinaire and so many other categories in David Duchovny. I understand, David, you're going to direct and produce a film adaptation of one of your novels, Bucky effing Dent. And that's going to be, this summer, correct?
I hope to shoot in August, yeah. In New York, which will be nice and toasty.
Wow, that's going to be awesome. And you've done this before. And listen, we loved you in X-Files. We talk about X-Files all the time. And we saw a bit of a revival there. I mean, where do you stand now as far as the future of X-Files? Are we going to see any more of that?
I don't know. It depends on, I guess the demand, on whether or not Fox wants to do more, on whether or not all the players want to come back. I never thought that we'd be here talking about it this long. So I can never predict the future with that show.
It's always interesting to me when the public wants something, when they like something, they make it known. And certainly, we have seen so many reboots. I mean, are you ever surprised in the world of entertainment, David Duchovny? You're seeing reboots and revivals all over the place. And there's a response, I mean, it's incredible, especially in the world of television. We've seen it on the silver screen and everything else. But, you have shows like Roseanne. You have shows like, the old Candace Bergen show coming back. It seems to be a favorite of so many and thus response. Are you ever surprised at what's happening these days in entertainment?
I am surprised, but I think it's I think the business people look at it and they say, well, it's got a built-in audience. We don't have to rebrand it. It's already got a brand. And then you look at the movies. I mean, all the comic books, they're already brands. They're reboots in a way already of the comic book. Or Batman is constantly being rebooted, or Spider-Man. So I think they just look at it as a business decision and say, hey, there's already a brand, there's already an audience. Let's roll the dice and see what we got.
No question about it. Talking with David Duchovny, a couple of minutes left. Miss Subway's charming, wildly inventive comic novel, fantastical and sardonic. You can call it rich in myth, literature, philosophy, and satire. David Duchovny, an award-winning author, bestseller, New York Times, musician, actor. Is there any one category in your world right now, David Duchovny, that you like a little more than the other, that you really enjoy doing? Seems like the novels are your place and time. You'll be directing as well, films off of them. But is there any one thing? I mean, I know you have to love acting, but it seems like writing has really been a love of yours.
Well, from the beginning it has. I mean, I would have thought of myself as a writer before I thought of myself as an actor, in my 20s or even in my teens. I would have thought, well, that's kind of what I want to do with my life. So in a way, it's a return for me more than turning a page and trying to do something new. But hopefully I don't have to make the choice. I'd like to kind of cycle between all of them. Writing is the least collaborative. It's something I do alone. The other things take opportunity and time and other people, to make a movie, make a TV show, to make music. So they're more time kind of intensive in the sense of I need other people to do them. Writing I can always do when I'm not working or when I'm alone. I thought you were going to ask me, is there anything else that I can't do? And I was going to say that I still can't hit the curveball. So
come on, I bet you can even do that. No question. I tell you, I'm looking forward to what you're going to put out with the Bucky effing Dent thing. I tell you, that's going to be fun. Give us a little bit of a premise on that for folks who don't know what we're talking about.
Well, the book takes place in '78 during the Red Sox kind of collapse, and the Yankees caught them last day of the season to force a one-game playoff. And Bucky Dent, who had hit 3 home runs all year, hit a home run to beat the Sox that day. And it's kind of a meditation on it's because at point they were like the mark of futility in the majors. And it's a father-son story. Yankee fan, one is a Sox fan, and they've been estranged for a long time, and they kind of rebond over this collapse that happens with Boston. And the baseball kind of forms the backdrop to a father-son story and also a love story.
No question about it. And listen, who doesn't or who's not aware of Yankee Red Sox and that rivalry? I mean, it was just a couple of weeks ago we had the old brawl taking place at Fenway Park. And David, if you're a fan like me, it kind of brought me back to the old days of the Spaceman and Carlton Fisk and Lou Piniella. I mean, just a good old-fashioned brawl up in Beantown there, huh?
Or Pedro Martinez and Don Zimmer. Yeah, it was good.
Right. That was classic stuff. Anyway, great stuff. Great talking with you. Good luck on Miss Subway's in stores now, folks. Thanks. Check it out. Wonderful. I'm actually going to finish it this week. Looking forward to it.
Thank you.
New York Times best-selling author, world extraordinaire entertainer David Duchovny. Does it all. Musician, actor, and we look forward to many more situations in your world, David. Appreciate a couple of minutes here. Stop by next time you're on the island here at the airport. Great stuff. David Duchovny, ladies and gentlemen. And we will be back after these words.